Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday and Happy New Year. So today for our video, we're going to continue with my favorite things. And I'm going to mix in some of current product from the annual catalog from the online store because those are my favorite things too. But today I'm going to be using a bundle from the mini catalog, which goes in effect in 2 days. And it's called Be My Valentine. So, such a cute bundle, right? It comes with, instead of dies, it comes with a punch. And you know what's actually drew me to this punch before I even thought I needed or wanted this stamp set? Okay, Jean, I know you're laughing because we had this conversation about needing and wanting products, is the punch. Because when I looked at the punch, I saw this, which is the body of the bee in the stamp set, but it's also a word bubble. And I'm like, yeah, I could use that like a ton. So that's what drew me to this bundle the most, is the punch. So let's get started today. I'm going to be making a unusual card, the technique you may not have seen. So let's get started. Okay, so I've had comments about me working upside down. Yes, I work upside down because when I do my videos, I like to talk to you first. And if I don't want to, everything to be, I would be upside down if I flip the camera the other way. So that's my choice. That's the reason. So today I am going to use this cute stamp set, okay, along with the punch. Okay, it's shown in the new mini catalog. Okay, I'm also going to be using Meandering Meadows Designer Series paper. Okay, so this paper is in the online store, and it is gorgeous, kind of like a Monet painting. I've been using the heck out of it. And I have some samples when I'm finished of other cards that I've made with this technique. What is this technique called? I don't know. I think I'm going to be calling it glazing. Okay, so this is the technique. And I don't know if you can see on camera how shiny it is. Okay, but I'm going to show you how to do the technique. It takes a little bit to do. So I have this ready to make the card. So what you need to get started is, and you can use like any kind of paper. I'm just going to use white cardstock to start with. You're going to put your adhesive sheets, okay? Cover your sheet, your cardstock, with adhesive sheets, okay? And so this is just under 4 by 5 1/4. And I have strips of designer series paper. I'm sure you have scraps, okay? So you're going to start out with strips like these, all different sizes, lengths. I find that it's easier if these are 1/2 inch. I find it's easier if they're all 1/2 inch, but you know, different lengths and obviously colors. So what I do is I start with one after it's all sticky. Okay, so you peel off the adhesive sheets. Now you have a very sticky cardstock, and you're going to start with one piece. Try to get it straight. Okay, so you're going to adhere one. Then you're going to start continuing by adding pieces like this. Okay, and you're going to butt them up against each other. And then you're going to add some little pieces. This is not sticky, so it's not going to stick, but this is just an example, right? So now you're going to start adding more designer series paper. And this is where you can use all those scraps, right? You can just use up everything you have in your stash. And it can be a mix of different designer series papers. It doesn't have to be one pack because there are tons of different colors. And you can make them all different color. You don't have to make it any one color. Okay, so you're just going to build like a patchwork. And I find it's easier just to start with one long piece or start this way and build off of that. And then just start patchworking it. And you can see how it ends up. So this was my first strip. And then I added, you know, a couple going this way. And then I added some going this way. And then I just kept going. Now, after you're completely finished and this is fully covered, trim it off from the back And all these little extra pieces you can use to fill in if you need to. Okay, so now you have it completely full of all the patchwork pieces. Okay, now you want to run this through at this point with an embossing folder. So choose an embossing folder. It can be, you know, flowers. It can be any embossing folder that you like. It can be a 3D. 3D works the best, but you can use any embossing folder. All right. Now, what you want to do next is you want to pick a color, and I chose Melon Mambo. Okay, and you're going to take your stamp pad and direct to paper. Okay, so you're going to take your stamp pad and you're actually going to scrape the color from the stamp pad onto the card. And it's going to cover. So some of these were real light, right? They were like this. And then when I scraped it, they turned much pinker. Okay, so then I took a blending brush, and you can use a sponge or a dauber, and I sponged extra color onto the edges to make it even darker on the edges. Okay, so now all these popped, right? All the embossing folder popped. Okay, what embossing folder did I use? That's a good question. It's from the mini catalog. It's from the new mini catalog. So this embossing folder, what did I do with it? I don't have it handy, but anyway, it's one that's in the mini catalog. If I think of it, I'll put it in the comments, okay, if I find it. And so you're going to scrape that on. Now, you have the color on there. You're going to let it dry because it's going to take a few minutes for it to dry. Then you're going to start using, you're going to emboss this twice. And this comes where the glazing comes in. So you're going to cover your full card with Versamark and then powder it with clear powder and heat it. Okay, takes a little while because you're heating a lot. You're embossing this whole thing. Once it's cool, you're going to repeat that. And you're going to make it nice and thick. So your clear powder gets thicker. I did it twice. It actually makes the color pop when you do it. And it brings out all the beautiful colors that's in the designer series paper and in the ink. Now, if you want to use cardstock, you can certainly do that. If you don't want to use designer series paper, if you want to add some cardstock instead, you can do that. I have a couple samples I'm going to show you in a minute, and after I finish this card, and then you can see how I did with some cardstock. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually use my Bee My Valentine to turn this into a cute card. Okay, so I'm going to take some white cardstock, and I'm going to start stamping with Orchid Oasis, Granny Apple Green. I don't know if I'm going to end up using that. Probably not, but I brought it out anyway. And Melon Mambo. So these are my 3 colors that I chose. And then black. I always like to have Memento black handy when I'm stamping. Okay, so first I'm going to start with this. And I got ink on my fingers. Okay, so when you look at your punch, deciding where you want to stamp is important on your cardstock, depending on how much cardstock you want to waste. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp the stripes of my bee. I find it's easier to stamp this way. Okay, so see, I got ink on my fingers. Trevis. Flip that over. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this. So this is my bee. Start of my bee. Now I'm going to stamp the body in Melon Mambo. So it's easier to line up if you do it this way. Okay. Not my best job ever. Maybe I should redo that. Didn't line it up that great. Let me stamp that again. See if I can line this up better. Sometimes, even though these are clear stamps, they are a little tricky. Yes, that's better. Okay, so now what I want to do is, this is my bee. I'm going to stamp the face of the bee. So we have all these cute little faces. So the bee can be with its eyes kind of like that. It can be winking, can be eyes wide open, smiling. So the one I'm going to use is the kind of the winking, or not the winking, but the eyes kind of closed. Okay. And then I am going to punch that out. Okay, so upside down. You want to use your punches upside down. Cute. Okay. And now I have my bee, but she needs some wings. So I'm going to stamp my wings in Orchid Oasis. I need 2 wings. And then I'm going to stamp the inside of the wings. And I'm going to stamp off. This is called Second Generation. So I'm going to do this in Orchid Oasis also. But I'm going to stamp it off so that it is lighter in the center. Okay, so now I'm going to punch these out. There's the first one. And the second one. Okay, so I have the wings. The only other thing I want to stamp is the antenna. So I want this little bee to have antennas. So I'm going to stamp that. And I'm just going to fussy cut that because there's no punch for the antennas. So there is a punch for the a heart, and I'm going to punch one of those also. But for now, I'm just going to cut this out real quick with my scissors. Okay, so I have that done. And then I want to stamp a dark heart. So I don't have the cardstock here, so I'm just going to ink up my paper. And I'm going to punch out a heart. Can do that. Looks just like cardstock. Well, it's just white cardstock. Okay. All right. So close these for now so I don't put my hand in them because, you know, I seem to do that a lot. Yeah, that's Orchid Oasis, and this is Melon Mambo. Okay, so now I'm just going to assemble this. I'm going to use a little glue. And I'm going to add the wings. And then the antenna. Okay, and then this is on my silicone craft sheet, so it's not going to stick to that. Good idea to have that handy at all times. Don't end up with it all over your paper. But I do have something special to show you in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned for next week. Okay, so we have that ready. So there's our little bee. Now I want to stamp a sentiment, and I think the sentiment I want to use is "You Make My Heart Buzz." So try to see which one that is. Nope, that's Happy Valentine's Day. Yes, you make my heart buzz. Okay, so I'm going to get a little piece of cardstock. If you're like me, you have little scraps everywhere. Okay. Get rid of this so I can use this block. And I think I'm just going to stamp this in black because I have a lot of color going on. I could stamp it in this Granny Apple Green. I said I might bring that color in, but I don't think I'm going to. So isn't that cute? Now, let me see something real quick. If I wanted to, if that was a little bigger, I could make that, see, I could make that a word bubble. That's why I really, really wanted that punch. Okay. So now I have that. Do I need to put that on a piece of cardstock? Let's see. So I have this. And I have my bee. She's so cute. Okay, I'm going to pop her up with some dimensionals. And dimensionals are great for actually holding things together also. So I'm putting those dimensionals in spots that are holding pieces together, in addition to popping them up. So with this, I am going to... So give me your comments on what you think of this technique. I don't know what it's called. I'm calling it glazing. And then my sentiment. Boy, I almost think that does need to be popped up a little bit. I think I'm going to use some, hang on a second. I'm going to use some Melon Mambo. A little piece of cardstock here. Let's see if this will fit. I'm sure you have little scraps like this. I don't throw them away. Sometimes I think I should, but then I think, oh, look, I can use it. Perfect for this. And you could do this with your trimmer, but look, don't need to. Now I'm going to pop that up also. 2 dimensionals. So what do you think of the mini catalog? Are you excited about it? Oh, that's so cute. I don't want to cover up everything. I think that's plenty. Okay. Now I'm going to make my card, and I'm going to use a piece of Orchid Oasis. I use a lot of adhesive because this is textured. So I am using a lot of adhesive, and this is just a smidge over 4 by 5 1/4. So it gives it a nice border. And then I have my white cardstock base, and this is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I don't have my bone folder here. My bad. And I'm thinking, does that need to be popped up? No, I'm not going to pop that up. I'm just going to leave it flat. Oops. There we go. See, I think that white border actually makes this card nice. Okay, so there's a lot you could do on the inside. This is a cute stamp, this little honeycomb. So that could be like up the edge, or they could put that on the flap of the envelope. All over the flap of the envelope would be adorable. Okay, so may do that later. Now, another favorite thing from the mini catalog, and one of my favorites, is called Champagne Iridescent Dots. I don't even know how many are in here. They don't even tell us because there's a zillion. Oh, I take that back. It says 600. There's 600 in here. And they're all different sizes. So I am going to add a few of these. And I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I go with uneven numbers. So I'm just going to pick up a few of these and show you what happened to that one. It fell. I don't know where it went. There. I'm going to do all different sizes. So I'm going to pull up my little putty is probably not working 100%. Hang on a second. Might need to twist it up so it comes out a little more. Yes. So these are not self-stick. Just going to give you a heads up on that. You need to use glue on them. But I'm okay with that because guess what? I think it holds better. See, then the putty, once you get it so it works, it doesn't want to release. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's my finished card today. My favorite things are Be My Valentine bundle and these iridescent dots. Love them. They are so versatile. They go with everything. And this technique, my glazing technique. I love it. Let's show you a couple more cards that I made. Okay, this card. I made this card and totally used different colors on this one. This is where I did use just some cardstock. Okay, so some of this is designer series paper, but some is just cardstock, just scraps that I had. This is some, you know, pink foil. This is just old olive. And then this stamp set is still available. It's in my online store. It's called Irresistible Blooms. And then I came back with a little wink of Stella on that. And then the happy birthday is from Go To Greetings. Okay, so this card is gorgeous. And this is Poppy Parade cardstock base. Okay, so we have that one. And then here's another idea. And this one was done, this is all the same technique, right? But this was just done with cardstocks. Take that back. I think this was designer series paper. So I started with the designer series paper here, and then I just added cardstock. But this embossing folder kind of makes this card because, and then I scraped it with black. Okay, so that the black actually made it really intense. And then this is new product from the mini catalog. It's called Thoughtful Expressions. And so this stamp set, another one of my favorites, Thoughtful Expressions. So we have the hummingbird, we have the flower, we have these awesome sayings. You're in my thoughts today. So this card is on Flirty Flamingo cardstock base. Stamp that on the inside right here. Okay, so I will post these cards also so that you can look at those if you'd like. And I hope you enjoyed this technique. I love this technique. I think it's gorgeous. And you can do just about anything you want. You can put them on a diagonal. You can use cardstock. You can use designer series paper. Anything. It's amazing. So thank you for watching today. And thank you so much for all of your comments recently. I've had so many new followers. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for your likes and Happy New Year. And 2 days, the mini catalog and celebration go into effect. So can't wait to open that catalog and show you online. So I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye.